I'm the scat man. I'm the scat man.
What a great Thursday morning. Let's go. Nail biter last night in Leafs land. Tough loss, but hey, the boys showed up. NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. 14-year NHL vet Carlo Colaiacovo. Good to see everybody there in the chat. Never been more disappointed in my life. Was excited for the best hockey game of my entirety. The best hockey game since leaving the Garden. That was it. It was there. We talked about it. We're like, we're optimistic. Here's a chance to be effing heroes. And that first period, I've never seen so many defensive zone faceoffs in my life. And just pinned. And here's something that you'll enjoy. The expected metrics said that Toronto should have won that first period.
Get out of here. Why? Because they had a breakaway that William Nylander and
high danger chances.
Look, I mean, you can clearly understand how I woke up this morning just asking the question, what the hell just happened? What the hell did I just watch? And I probably wanted to spend a lot of my morning swearing a lot of my hot takes, but just trying to control my emotions through this, because everything that you remember, we did this show yesterday. You asked me, and I'm like, I kind of feel optimistic. This feels like it's a different team. I feel like, they're going to learn from the two losses. I feel like the extra day could really help this Maple Leafs team and not carry much of the momentum that Florida has gained. And man, do we look like complete morons when we say stupid stuff like that? Because at the end of the day,
we were trying to be nice. We were trying not to be stereotypical, right? And that's what people crap on us for. Yeah, Leafs fans are the worst. They just throw things away immediately. No, this is deserved.
Yeah.
Like I know you don't like to talk about the future because there's still things going.
There's going to be a lot of
really pisses you off.
There's going to be a lot of time to talk about it
for you, yeah,
right?
For
it's
sure.
It's premature conversation that I don't really feel like having right now, because there will come a time when it's going to happen. It's going to be probably as early as next week if they follow up another performance like that. But it's hard to comprehend. It's hard to process how this team's best players play their worst hockey when it matters the most.
Insight in the chat. How about that Marshawn Lundell Listerainen plus 1100? He says, yes, we are very lucky that we got the Marchand assist after that draw that just spit out to Bennett. Never seen someone so open in that spot ever off a draw.
Yeah.
It was bad. So the first period was that was the hardest period I think I've ever watched in hockey. And you saw, obviously,
Frank Berube said it best post game. He goes, the first period is the whole game. We set the tone in the first period with the way that we played. And you look at the way that they played like it was a regular game in December, not game 5 to take a lead in the series against the defending Stanley Cup champs.
I don't think I saw 34 win one battle against the wall in the entire game.
Yeah.
You saw his quick decision on that turnover for the first goal. And then did you see his 2 turnovers on the power play right at the end of the period too?
In the first period, yeah.
Yeah, awful stuff.
Yeah.
And you see 88 get taken off that power play. They put Domi in.
At the end of the first?
Yeah. In the middle of it. Like
I thought it was a line change though. I thought it was Nylander getting off.
No, I think they yanked him. Did you see Nylander in his own zone literally just hang out by the defender and not come down at all? Like,
but look, again, like when the game is 3-0, it's hard to have a proper analysis of the game, because
it wasn't 3-0 though.
No, I'm just saying, like, people want to talk about some of the stuff that they saw after it was 3-0. When it's 3-0, I would even say once that goal went in off a lot and stick and it was 2-0, the game was over.
What a tip.
Yeah, no kidding. And
I get a lot of messages in the group chat saying Joseph Small That's what the boys in the group chat like to call Wall these days.
Joseph Small, nice. Yeah, it's there's so many different words and terms that you could use to describe yesterday. You could spend days you could spend hours and days talking about it. It's pretty simple summary.
Leafs lost.
They sucked.
Yeah.
They sucked.
Andy Francis says, wonder what happens if Nylander scores on that breakaway. Like, yeah, okay. And then that.
Well, you could easily play the what if game. Yeah, it's easy to play the what if game.
Those are literally the only two chances they had.
Yeah, it's true.
That's it.
That's true.
I don't know. They weren't hanging for 60 minutes. Either or. And then you talked about it today on the show. No response. No pound of flesh taken in the other part.
Yeah.
Like, I was pissed going into that intermission. That's a perfect spot for Berube just to absolutely unload on that intermission and fire the boys up. And then you come out flat again in the second, and you're like, oh, it's just there's no talking to these boys. There's no motivating this group when you need to. But you wanted to see something. And poor Domi, no one else was helping him out. He was just getting pinned for penalties because he was the only one actually trying to stir the pot. And that's all you can do when you're down that low. No?
Yeah. I mean, I get that people are frustrated that he took penalties, but at least he's trying to fight Tkachuk, or he's trying to do something, and he's trying to get a little of a piece of somebody at a time when the game is really out of hand. I can't believe the Leafs didn't make it a priority when the game was that out of hand to start, trying to get a piece of some payback in this series, or at least try to set the tone for Game 6 by pounding guys. But I guess this team's not meant for that.
Maybe they're just not very good. Maybe Ottawa was bad, and it took a bit to get through Ottawa. Maybe they did well with a defense that didn't have Ekblad in Game 1.
They're up 2-0 in this series. They're leading Game 3, 2-0 and 3-1. Like it was there for them. They showed that they could play with this team. The problem is I think that Game 3 loss took a lot out of this group. Took a lot out of them because they realized how hard it's been to get those chances. The what? Hello?
Nothing. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, I thought you said something there.
Hi.
I just think that, when you exert that much energy into putting yourself in a position where you feel like you can have a command on this series, and then it gets away from you. I don't think this team recovered from that, because you look at the way they started Game 4 too, 4 penalties in the first period. Come on. You can't chase the game against the Florida Panthers. You can't.
Friday night, the double 2-goal lead, very similar to the Kings. Great call to check for goalie interference.
And Oilers, yeah. Yeah, and the series got away from them.
Florida's just completely stacked. Yeah, I mean, even that fourth line was pinning Toronto in deep, which is sad because 33% of that fourth line was on the first line, so there was new blood on that line. 2/3 of that line scored, 2/3 of the third line scored, all the second line, and Verhaeghe and Barkov didn't score. You lose 6-1. Barkov, Verhaeghe don't even hit the sheet. Come on, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, well. There's going to be a Game 7, right?
Stop.
You know that. You know it, right?
I don't know it. I'm not resorting to that. I'm not giving this team any more praise unless they do it themselves and allow me to give them the praise, because I feel like when I get ahead of it, I just remind myself how much of a moron I am.
And I'll be honest, you're one of the better people, and most of the people in the media have a really good guard up in terms of they're not Maple Leaf stands. They're not out there waving their pom-poms, and you're one of them, right? You are. You want to see them win, but you're not.
Yeah, I'm a huge supporter of the team. I want to see them do well, but I don't put myself in a position to be a fan of this team.
They sucked you back in last night, though.
I wanted to believe, but clearly I look like an idiot doing so.
I know. So why can't we be like Edmonton? That roster, win 1-0 on the road, elimination game. Stewie Skins all of a sudden is out here doing his best Hendrik Lundqvist impersonation. I don't get it. I don't get Carolina. I don't get Edmonton. What am I missing? Like, how can you just be a hardworking team and just get things done without the personnel?
With who? With
Edmonton.
Carolina? Oh,
No, Edmonton.
Dude, Edmonton. I don't understand what's going on in Edmonton. Like, that's a team that won a series against Vegas without McDavid and Draisaitl leading the way.
Yeah. And they don't even have Ekholm, as Andy's popped it up in the chat at the right time. I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't get it either.
But we talk about CJ was on, I believe, his show today talking about momentum. He doesn't think momentum carries stuff on. But, like, they're riding a lot of momentum. They had one loss in that series, and they scored 3 goals in that game.
Mm-hmm.
They looked like they were done after 2 games versus the Kings, and all of a sudden, now they're a wagon.
Yeah.
Is that just what you can do in playoff hockey that's that much different?
Yeah. I guess when you find a formula that works, doesn't matter who it's coming from, you're finding ways to have success. I mean, all this talk about Calvin Pickard coming in and saving their season, and then Skinner goes in and they lose. Have you seen Skinner play the last 2 games? He's looked incredible. And for Edmonton, I think this is something that they've been waiting to show up for this team in the last couple of years when McDavid and Draisaitl have had to lead the way. And now it's finally showing up in the most unpredictable way.
I don't want to face them, right? They're winning and they don't have Ekholm, and they're not getting goals from McDavid and Draisaitl.
I know.
They're getting
at some point, just like we feel like our opinion on the Leafs is like, oh, at some point it's got to change. Well, at some point for the Oilers, you got to think that McDavid and Draisaitl are going to take over here, no?
100%. I've been very wrong in these playoffs, and we'll get to the Carolina game, and this was one of them. I didn't think Carolina was this much of a wagon, or maybe Washington isn't as good as I thought. Let's get to the picks. Carolina, Washington, dog, 5.5. Leaning to the under in this. Let's go McMichael for a point, plus 120. Let's go Stankoven for a point, plus 160. Ovi, no points. I don't know why. Why? Because this is not Ovi's game. These playoff games, he's not creating offense. We're seeing scoring from second lines. This is where I like it, plus 130. And Chychrun for over 2.5 block shots, plus 125. Carolina is rolling 3 lines evenly. And that Stank line, 88% expected goal percentage. One of the better lines that they're rolling with Roslovic and Taylor Hall, who's also turning back the clock. Ovi, 1 goal on the power play in this series. Like I said, not driving the offense. I believe Wilson's up on that line, but the Michael point comes a lot from he's getting some power play time. I believe he got switched on the power play. It's not updated on the DFO site, but I believe that's where it was. And Chychrun, same blocks per 60 as Roy, who's minus 115 for that same total, is hitting 2. Oh, sorry, he's hit at least 2 block shots in each game of the series, and he's 3-1 to the over. You just got to assume Carolina just keeps throwing pucks at the net. He's playing big minutes, so just step in front of something. Talk to me about what does Washington have to do to come back in this series? Because we've seen see it in Toronto, we see it in Edmonton. Playing with confidence might be the most important thing that anybody has in the playoffs. And when you take that away from your opponent, and I don't want to be the cast the seed of doubt guy, but Washington, that mountain Washington has to climb right now. It's 3-1, but that mountain seems even bigger.
It does. But again, I think what Washington could rally around is they win a home game tonight. They need to win 1 road game to get it back to home. I don't get me wrong. I'm not believing that could happen. I just think that Carolina has looked like the way better team in this series. But, I think you got to give Washington a little bit of credit here because of who they've shown they've been all year. But with the storm that Carolina's coming at with those three lines. They're like they're not the Florida Panthers, but they make the game hard like the Florida Panthers because they just pressure away, and they're so well coached within their structure.
Annoying. They're annoying.
Yeah.
Plain annoying teams, like you were talking about your 9U team, right? Like the three things. Being annoying is one of them.
Yeah.
Relentless, annoying, and
relentless, pressure, and annoying.
yeah, it's frustrating, right? Like, you ever play basketball? You ever play competitive basketball?
I mean, in high school, I did.
Yeah. You ever play against teams that throw the full court press on you, like right out of the gate? You're like, this is annoying.
They don't even allow you to get the ball to half court, and they're ready to just like.
Yeah. That's what that's like. That's what the Carolina Panthers are to me. Yeah, the full court press in basketball. Good to see Jonathan Davis there in the chat. Appreciate you. Edmonton has 16 different players with goals, 19 different players with points. I don't know. No one really has an answer for it, and that's the beauty of playoff hockey. Mm-hmm. That's what we're rolling with in the Carolina game. Washington. I still need Washington to get back in this series. My series price is getting wiped down. I think they're minus 2,500. Carolina is to win that series. Winnipeg, happiest team to get back home.
Yeah.
I don't think they throw a dud like our buds did, but let's go. Winnipeg, money line minus 120, and then just going with the two D-men to continue to stack up assists. Morrissey for an assist, 135. Thomas Harley for an assist, 140. Winnipeg has been obviously much better.
This guy has had to been very profitable all playoffs.
He's hit. Has he become like a top 12 defenseman in hockey?
Yeah. I mean, guy played on Canada's Four Nations team, and when you saw him go, it's like, Harley of all the defensemen. Yeah. Harley. Well, I mean, they lost Heiskanen, and they didn't miss a beat with him filling in that role. So, yeah,
Heiskanen's back. Heiskanen's back. Harley played a series high 26 minutes last game.
I know. Yeah. He's a money machine.
Hellebuck at home, shutout last game. Obviously, he'll be happy not to be at home. 4 of 11 goals from Dallas in the series have been on the power play, and 7 of the goals have come from that top line of Granlund and Rantanen. Rantanen has 4, Granlund has the 3. 2 Dallas wins, 3 goals from Rantanen. No, sorry, 3 goals. Rantanen scored all of them, and another 3-goal win. 3 goals all from Granlund. Yeah. They've gotten beat by that first line. So hopefully at home.
Power.
Hopefully at home, they just can match up a lot better and shut that top line down, because there hasn't been much secondary scoring from Dallas in this series. Morrissey assists in 3 straight since returning. Big minutes. Harley assists in 4 of his last 5. And like I said, series high 26 minutes in game 4. Of all the teams right now, I know Winnipeg's obviously not done in this series. They can come back. Is there a better roster right now, which maybe doesn't mean anything, than Dallas?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I definitely don't think so. And what's going to be fascinating is if Dallas gets through, it's going to be a rematch of last year's Western Conference Final. With the way Edmonton's playing, like, how do you handicap that series?
It's tough, because I'll give the books credit. The books had Edmonton as the favorite in the series to open the series
against Vegas.
Vegas on the road.
Wow.
And then they also had Florida big favorites.
The books still have Carolina as the favorite to win the Stanley Cup. What are we missing here?
Just wait for once everything settles and everybody gets in, and let's say Dallas gets in, Carolina, Florida, and Edmonton. They're all in there. They're all going to be about plus 300. Somewhere around there.
Okay.
I think that's only there because their series price is nuts. They're minus 2,500 to win the series.
Who, Carolina?
So they're, yeah. Where Florida last night, was, Florida's not minus 2,500, but it'll be close. 9 of the 12. Jonathan Davis is an absolute stat machine. 9 of the 12 closeout games have seen the winning team cover the puck line. The team trailing in the series has won 4 times, covering the puck line 3 times.
Davis with the stats.
Yeah, JD. Big stats guy. Appreciate it. Very active in betting the NHL for sure. But this one's going to be a late one. I got the home opener for my kid's baseball game today, and then the tailgate.
Nice.
I know. Giving my
Nice.
son the ball too, like a good coach.
How are the ribs yesterday?
Bud, went down, picked up a rack and a half.
Yeah.
Chopped them up. Chopping them up's the best move.
Hey, telling you, man.
The amount of times I've struggled when I get like the full rack on the grill to like, and then they break off, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. They look delicious. That was a nice little spice that you created for them.
Yeah, it was a lemongrass. It was a lemongrass recipe.
That's good.
So
nice.
Yeah,
Lemony.
olive oil binder, and then threw them in the fridge for an hour, and then slow cooked them for 2 hours at 275, and then put them on the grill.
Oh, melt in your mouth.
And I got some for lunch today, bud.
Nice. Leftovers, the best.
Yeah. And the wife takes a bite of one. She goes, pretty salty. Get out. Get out.
All right, leave it. I'll eat it.
More tomorrow. All right, but Thursday night, still in recovery mode. Interesting spot. I'll be away from the computer for the most part tonight with these games. Baseball starting at 5 and finishing at around 11:30. Depends how long the tailgaters stick around the parking lot tonight. That's where we'll be. It's a dark day, but series not over. I think some of the teams can still get going. Winnipeg's not done. I think Washington's in a tough spot. We'll give Washington the toughest thing, but Toronto, before we go, you get beat up like that, you gotta be able to come out and throw another punch in game 6, no? Have some heart.
I hope so. I mean, still can't believe what we watched yesterday. But
I know. We'll see. Appreciate everybody there in the chat. The plays are down there. We'll post them again. It is 10:20. Let me just check in on my IHF. We got any goals?
No goals yet.
Oh, we got a Finland big chance flashing right now.
Okay,
I got the top 2 lines stacked. And then I got the top 2 lines stacked in Switzerland and Germany. Slovenia. They're huge favorites. And then we got the Canada-Australia game, Czech-Hungary game going later, and I'll probably drop some stacks for those ones as well. They're doing pretty well, and it's nice to have afternoon action, and it's nice to stay
Mikko Lehtinen scored for Finland.
But is that a defenseman?
Yes.
It's a defenseman. All right, give me some forward points there. Let's go. All right, appreciate everybody there. Thursday. Tomorrow's a new day. We got more Leafs talk tomorrow. You have to turn it over and start talking about game 6 tomorrow, which is so funny. Oh,
I know.
And then if that goes, then you don't have to talk about it as much for game 7, but then you'll have to talk about game 7 on Monday. And then if they lose, then you'll be spending a lot of time talking about the Shanna plan and what to do with Marner. And no one's going to say we better re-sign Marner because it's done. It's fine. We tried. Nothing against the guy. Solid guy, but it just didn't work out, man.
We'll see. Lots of time to chat that. Let's get some winners tonight. Maybe that'll bring up people's moods.
Afternoon baseball, too. A little afternoon action today. Let's go. All right. Appreciate everybody. NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. Sports Interaction has you covered for all the picks. Download the app. Josh Ingles, Carlo Colaiacovo. See you tomorrow. Appreciate everybody there in the chat. 10 o'clock. See you then.
Ciao.